A 2016 analysis based on county-level data from across the United States found that animal manure and food waste could provide more than enough phosphorus to fertilize American cornfields. In principle, 3/4 of national phosphorus use could be met by recycling manure and food waste from within the same county. A 2000 review of the impact of farming practices on soil-borne pathogens and root diseases of vegetable crops found that cover crops, mulch, compost, and crop rotation all offered effective and practical control of root rot and harmful nematodes. Soil-borne diseases mostly plague degraded soils low in organic matter. In other words, unhealthy soils promote crop diseases. While improperly composted organic matter can introduce pathogens to a farmer's field, well-made compost suppresses them. For example, a 2020 review found that soils with more organic matter and greater microbial biomass and diversity were disease suppressive, and beneficial microbiota from well-made compost help keep crop diseases and soil-borne pathogens in check. Composted plant debris and manure decrease the presence of yield-reducing pathogens that flourish in conventionally fertilized fields. Cover crops, crop rotations, and biochar have all been shown to suppress a wide range of botanical pathogens. Cover crops and compost also suppress human pathogens in the soil. A 2020 meta-analysis of more than 40,000 comparisons between diversified and simplified crop rotations found that diverse rotations enhance pest control, soil fertility, and biodiversity both above ground and below ground. The new view of soil biology supports seeing soil building practices as helping plants recruit protective microorganisms to displace or outcompete pathogens. Regenerative practices can sustain yields while boosting biodiversity on farms large and small. In one well-studied example, a series of field-scale experiments at Iowa State University found that diversifying typical corn-soybean rotations to include small grains and legumes allowed far less agrochemical use without reducing crop yields or profits. The study also found that even small buffer strips of native prairie vegetation around fields greatly reduce soil erosion and nitrogen levels in farm runoff. Buffer strips also increased the abundance of native plants and birds whose habitat had been declining for decades. As agriculture uses almost half the world's continental landmass, the fate of global biodiversity is linked to that of life on farms and ranches. While pests and pathogens thrive in the low-diversity environment of conventionally managed fields, they do not compete well in organic matter-rich soils with high microbial diversity. Regenerative practices that build soil health can achieve comparable yields and support biodiversity both below ground and above ground. We don't have to choose between feeding ourselves and sustaining a diverse natural world on the lands that feed us.